The next question is, officer responds to a subject having a psychological episode. What non-lethal tools does the law enforcement have to use, and is there any new technology that you would look into possibly getting for McHenry County?
You know, law enforcement responds to a lot of situations that are like these issues. You got to learn how to deal with it, but you got to train your officers. The new tools, and I know the Sheriff's Department is implementing this, is the social worker program. You know, it doesn't always work, but it does sometimes. I think the biggest key to this is you have to train your officers. You have to be able to de-escalate a situation, communicate with this person, and try to get them to come down. You know, you never want to go into a situation like that and put your deputies in harm's way or any citizen. So I think a lot of this is going to fall under training. You have to train. We have to get the training that we need for our officers. There's a lot of people who have issues now. I mean, you know, and I don't know if it's caused from the pandemic or what it's not, but you know, some people are just losing their mind, and we got to be able to deal with it. We got to be able to, you know, to help them and talk them down, and get situations resolved. Can't always happen though. I mean, there's times where people come out with guns. I know there was an incident in Buffalo Grove. You know, a guy came out shooting, and unfortunately, his life, you know, was ended. You know, but again, the officers need to go home as well. So this is going to be an issue for training, and it's going to be an ongoing job. It's not going to end quick. But I do know, like I said, they do have the social worker program, which, you know, we'll see. Hopefully this works out good.
All right, Eric, don't yell at me. Can you repeat that question? I don't want to miss it.
If an officer responds to a subject having a psychological episode, what non-lethal tools does law enforcement have to use? And is there any new technology that you would look into possibly getting for McHenry County?
So Tony talked about the police social work program. I'm pretty proud of this program. It's, we're ahead of the curve on it. We've been working on this for quite some while. We actually brought a police social worker onto the agency for 3 or 4 years now, and it was tough. It's a barrier that you have to break. Law enforcement, you know, they don't want to talk about anything or anyone. They just take it home with them. Once we understood what that program was about, it took off. The referrals to that program have been just exponentially more and more and more. And we found a need to make this program countywide. Law enforcement's the remedy for a greater problem in this, you know, not just our community, but in the country. Mental health crises is out of control, and everyone looks to law enforcement to take care of the problem. We recognize that, and instead of complaining about not doing anything about it or trying to push it to someone else, we decided to take control of that problem, bring a police social work program on, address the needs, send that individual to someone who can help them, so we don't keep going back out to their house because it's not a criminal matter. I was able to, one of my friends sent me a YouTube video on actually some new technology. It's called a bolo wrap. Very interesting technology. You know, we all know what tasers are. But bolo wrap, you know, not that we're going to have other things on our tool belt, but it's basically a device that deploys a rope that allows the individual's hands to be tied to their sides. So there is new technology out there. Whether we would use it or not, that's a whole different thing. But I think as law enforcement, we always have to have our eyes and ears open and try to figure out new things that we can use. That police social work program, you guys are going to be smiling about it because it's a heck of a program. I'm proud of all the hard work that's been put in by the employees here at the Sheriff's Office.